What's going on in the streets of London right now is one of the biggest stories of our lifetime. We have these evil United Nations types like Sadiq Khan trying to implement depopulation measures under the guise of environmentalism. These eco-fascists are out of control, and they've shown their murderous intent.
Only last month, London implemented the world's largest clean air zone. And let me be frank, doing this wasn't easy. But the time for action is now, charting a course for London to be net zero, not by 2050, but by the end of this decade.
Well, we have developing news from the streets of London as people fight against this murderous, unjust, abusive government. As the government steps up their tyranny, so too have the freedom fighters stepped up their tools to combat it. There's a clandestine information sharing operation that's keeping the Blade Runners appraised of the best tools and tactics to resist this monstrosity known as ULEZ. We're seeing some new tactics that I want to talk about today. We're seeing the Blade Runners cutting down these poles left and right. I think they might have gotten their hands on a new technology and streamlined their operations. We're also seeing some really interesting protests where people park right in front of these ULEZ cameras, especially these spy vans. People will get a big truck and park it right behind, obstructing the view. There was one man who brought a ladder and a sign that said ULEZ Cam. But we have videos and images popping up. It seems like the streets of London are littered with these fallen ULEZ cameras. This is absolutely jaw-dropping to see how many people are fighting back and how hard they're fighting back against this eco-fascist tyranny. A clear depopulation scheme, poverty enforcement scheme, under the guise of the greater good and fighting climate change. Absolutely preposterous. So based off the chatter I'm reading on the internet and also the photos of these downed poles, I'm starting to suspect that they've upgraded their technology. It's possible they've moved from the grinders to chain pipe cutters, a different type of tool that conforms to the circular surface area of a pipe and is much more efficient at applying the pressure in a way that's much more efficient at causing the poles to fail. So people are forcing these spy vans out of commission. They're covering up these cameras. They're snipping the cameras, the wires. They're cutting down the poles. And at every step, the government keeps upping their game as well. So it's really an arms race. Can Mayor Sadiq and his evil government erect the New World Order surveillance apparatus faster than the people can tear it down? Some pretty interesting scenes have surfaced the last few days of workers struggling with the huge toppled poles. Heavy poles just sent on their side. Sometimes even including traffic lights, which these evil ULEZ commies attached surveillance cameras to find workers for going to work.
Clear before Sadiq Khan and his minions decide to restrict me. I'm not condoning criminal activity, but this here used to lie a ULEZ camera. It's been removed, but it's also been completely cut right through. Okay, so Sadiq Khan decides that, okay, so you keep taking my ULEZ cameras down. I know, I'm going to put them back up and I'm going to put armour around it, and the armour is going to stop you cutting the cable. Yeah, I suppose it might do. There's bits of plastic here, look. See, now if I pick that bit of plastic up and it's in my pocket, then I get arrested. I've got a bit of broken ULEZ camera in my pocket. Fucking hell. Now, when has that happened before? Oh, yeah. So, the thing is, you can keep putting up cameras, but what's happening is, because you're not listening, members of the public who are getting annoyed with ULEZ are just cutting the traffic lights down. Now, I'm not condoning that, but it's a symptom. It's a symptom of the fact that you, Mr. Sadiq Khan, are not listening. You can tell me, oh, these people do, these people. No, you are the problem. That is your fault. you have to take responsibility for traffic lights being taken down, because you are attaching money-grabbing, scamming equipment to traffic lights, which are meant to deal with traffic and pedestrians. So it's great. Up here, you see, we've got another ULEZ camera. There's just one little problem with that ULEZ camera, Mr. Sadiq Khan. You've got no power to it, so it don't work. Oh dear. So no.
So seeing the government workers struggle to keep these cameras operational, to keep the vans operational, to keep all these poles erected with surveillance cameras on top, it makes you wonder if they've met their match. If these Blade Runners are too good. But at every turn, the state keeps upping their game. So this van is parked in southeast London in this clip, which is one of the most hostile regions for these ULEZ extortionists. Over 90% of these spy cameras in this region have been torn down or destroyed. 90%. So here's one of these mobile vans that Sadiq Khan had to send in. And you can see how hated the scheme is by Londoners. So first off, there's already a huge van parked right behind, obstructing the view of this ULEZ camera. But then somebody runs up and pours white paint all over the windshield, forcing this thing off the road. These people are like real-life Robin Hood.
Oh no, someone's just vandalised it.
Oh no.
Don't get his face, huh? Well, that was unexpected. Cool. He come out of nowhere, didn't he?
Yeah, the man needs to get moved back to the depot. The guy just come and put paint all over it. The mask and that. Yeah, but the two van guys are still here. We're just chilling with them, but. Yeah, we'll do, mate. Just get here. Thank you. Soon, brother.
And here's another spy van taken out of commission. This time black paint was what forced the van off the road. It seems like watching these vans get driven off by diesel trucks is a regular sight on the streets of London. Here's yet another example.
It's had a bang, it's all down the side of the world down there. That's proper messed up, isn't it? Yes, shove it up your arse, Sadiq. Twats.
See that? The Blade Runners have done their thing again at Abbey Wood, at Thamesmead. Pretty good work, I must say. Down with the fucking ULEZ. One of the cameras on there. Look at that, nice clean cut work. Well done, lads.